The Wayne County Commission, Committee on Ways and Means, budget meeting, committee meeting and budget hearing will now come to order.
Commissioner Scott,
Present.
Commissioner Baker McCormick, Commissioner Marecki, Commissioner Clementi has requested an excuse. Commissioner Anderson, Vice Chair Baydoun,
Here.
Chair Kinlock. We have a quorum present.
Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item B, Chair's remarks.
I have none at this time. Next item.
Item C, approval of the minutes from the September 4th, 2025 meeting.
So moved. It's been moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, this item stands approved. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We're going to skip ahead to new business. Item number 1, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2025-35-147, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item number 2, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2025-35-092, reallocating expenditures in the county health fund.
Okay, who's here to speak to this?
This is Kamal Keparu, Finance Director for the department. I'm on Zoom.
Okay.
This right here is just paying for our environmental health software in public health.
Okay, any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Madam Clerk, we'll take any motions at the end of this meeting. Going back to item number E1, please. Yes. Yeah.
So ready.
We're gonna go back to one and bring Scott up here.
We're going back to item number 1, requesting commissioner approval of budget adjustment 2025-35-147, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Okay, who's here to speak to this? Yes, Scott. Okay, Scott. Yep. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Scott Van Myrtle, Director of Assessment and Equalization. This is with regard to the approximately $49,000 for PC replacement.
Okay, so with this, you'll have all the equipment you need to do.
Correct. Yeah, the equipment that we have currently is kind of a hodgepodge of things from different eras. For the monitors that we have, and then PCs and docking stations and whatnot. It all either precedes or was from right at the time of COVID. So, 5.5 years in tech world is an eternity. So it's about time for replacement for things that have normally probably 3 to 4 year rotation schedules. We're at 5.5. And then also too, we've been following the CFO's initiative to get ourselves to full staffing levels. And we've had a budgeted headcount of 11 people for some years. And we've had up until recently only 8 heads relative to the 11 head count. But we actually have acquired, I shouldn't call them heads, three new professionals that have joined our staff that we're very pleased to have with us. So we have, we have a head and arms and legs and
The whole body,
the whole package of professionals that were working with us now. So they would need, the 3 of these individuals would need their own equipment too. So
Yeah.
that's what that purpose is for.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Next item, Madam Clerk. Yes, okay. Okay, so as it relates to items 1 and 2, I'll take a motion on that. It's been moved by Commissioner Baydoun, supported by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, these items stand approved. The next item, Madam Clerk.
We are going back to item D, unfinished business, requesting commission approval of the recommended 2-year comprehensive executive budget appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2025, 2026, and 2026, 2027.
Okay,
We have a
Presentation.
presentation by the Treasurer's Office.
Mr. Treasurer and Deputy and team.
I got one.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Eric Sabri, Wayne County Treasurer.
Good afternoon, Jean-Pierre Adams, Chief Deputy Treasurer.
We have in front of us the proposed recommended budget from the county executive for the next fiscal year. I would like to start by asking you, based on that recommendation, does that afford your department the necessary resources for its operations and to conduct the business of your office?
Yes, it does.
Okay. You may proceed with your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Our Chief Deputy, John Vier, and I have been working very hard to see that we fill positions that were vacant in our office. And we've been successful, somewhat successful in doing that. We still have some vacancies, but we've been able to fill some positions this year that's made a difference in some of the service that we've been able to give. I want to just mention a few things before I get to tax foreclosure, which is always on the minds of most. I want to talk a little bit about some of the money that we collect in the Treasurer's Office. And, you know, we collect over the past 12 months, approximately $270 million in delinquent taxes, a little bit more, a little less sometimes. But we had an auction last year, $40 million for auction. Even with the lowest number of foreclosures since 2003, we still had a $40 million auction. And also we had $80 million in investment earnings, interest earnings that we brought in to the county. So this is money that the Treasurer's Office is bringing in. We sold $193 million in delinquent tax notes to fund our communities who have to turn over delinquencies to us. And we borrowed this money to give them the money as though they collected 100% of their taxes, so that they don't have to, close the library or close the police department or, do anything, lay anybody off because they didn't collect their taxes. So we fund them and then we collect the debt, and hopefully we can collect it. If we don't collect it, we sell the foreclosed properties in the auction, and we have auction proceeds that we then give back to the community. So we're working for them, but we encourage them to collect their taxes on their own, because if they don't collect them, then we back charge them if we don't actually get the money from the sale or the collections. So that's working very well. Now I want to talk a little bit about the foreclosure prevention. We partner with nonprofits and with private entities to provide some funding to taxpayers who are struggling. We focused this year on taxpayers outside of the city of Detroit, because the city of Detroit had a program that was funded by the Gilbert Family Foundation. The Pay As You Stay program helped pay the taxes for those who were exempt and had delinquencies. So we worked with nonprofits and the private funding to go in outside of Detroit to help those individuals who had exemptions, but they didn't have any funding to pay off some of the back taxes. So that worked pretty well. And I'll just give you an idea. Our foreclosures are a little higher this year than were last year, and about 400 more properties. We had a lot of vacant lots in that, but we also had people that were removed last year by court order because they were applying for some of the programs, and the city was backlogged in their approval process. So we went to court to ask to give more time. So we got an extension for some. Unfortunately, many of them didn't make any progress for that over the year. So I'm not saying no progress, I mean no progress. And so some of them are getting foreclosed this year. So our number's a little bit higher this year than was last year. But overall in Wayne County, I want to show you there are 12 communities that had 0 foreclosures and no foreclosures at all. There are another see, there are another 21 communities in Wayne County that had 10 or less. So now you're at 33 communities out of 43 that had 10 or less. Now you only have 10 communities, that means left in Wayne County that had more than 10 foreclosures. So we're working with them. The numbers are going down. I'm really proud of a couple of them, especially eCourse. We worked really hard with eCourse, and their numbers have gone down dramatically since we started our effort. So we think this year we're going to even get even lower than with the outside communities. Now Detroit, we have to focus on. We're doing a lot of things with City of Detroit. And John Vier, I don't know if you want to add something with what we're doing in Detroit with trying to reduce the numbers.
Well, we know that the Pay As You Stay program expired this year. And so we're working with the city of Detroit to extend that legislation.
Yeah.
And testimony will be held next week in Lansing on that. So we hope to get that reinstated before the December Board of Review meetings for Detroit and other communities. So right now, I think that's the biggest thing we're doing with Detroit. We continue to support their foreclosure prevention unit and working hand in hand. So
Detroit has 87% of all the foreclosures in Wayne County, just so you know. 87%. Yeah. So we have to work hard. We have to work hard in Detroit. But our goal was to go out and get the other communities down to the lowest possible. So we can say everybody's down to 1 or 2 foreclosures or 0 foreclosures. Then we can just focus on Detroit and just keep the momentum going up outside of the city of Detroit. So we're working a strategy of both in Detroit and out of Detroit. And so we kind of like the low hanging fruit is outside Detroit. We want to make those numbers, get them down to 0. So we're doing that, and it's working. And it's working. I think Highland Park and Inkster are getting better as well. The Land Bank, we have a partnership with the Land Bank. As you know, I'm the chair of the Land Bank. The Land Bank is doing a great job also in Highland Park especially, but they're doing rehab and a lot of demolition outside of in the communities throughout the Wayne County. So when they take properties from us, we give them an amount of money for maintenance and upkeep. It comes from our budget too, so they can cut the grass and board up these land bank properties. So they get money from us. It's better for us to fund them and let them do it, and it's working out pretty well. We used to do it ourselves, and it becomes a whole separate function of the treasurer's office, which we really don't want to do. And it's working out. For the last 5 years, we've done this with the land bank, and that partnership is going well. We also established a mobile office. Many of you know about when you approved it in our budget, and we have it, and we're launching it actually this Friday. We're having a soft launch, and then the grand opening is next week. You should have received an invitation to come to the grand opening of the mobile office, and that should be very good. We're excited about taking the community this asset and bringing our office to the people in the community. Also, we're working with the probate court, Wayne County Probate Court, to help and nonprofit attorneys through their agencies to help people who are living in homes of deceased family members, and they don't have ownership of the property, so it's hard for them to get any the lower interest payment plans. They can't get grants or low interest loans to renovate the property, and they can't sell the property because they don't own it. So we're working with them, and the probate court's been very helpful in doing that. And we have we're increasing our work. There's a lot of people interested in this area. The city of Detroit is doing something, and we just are part of the whole effort to get people who are living in homes get the ownership in the rightful name, so they can take advantage of the programs. And I want to mention the Veterans Resource Fair, which we have every year. It's coming up again in November. This is our 9th resource fair. This is a event that we have the Thursday before Thanksgiving every year to bring veterans resources and veterans together. And we usually have a couple of good speakers that come and give advice and let veterans know we're concerned about you. We go to the Veterans Hospital, and that's next week, and they have a talent show, and we usually participate in some of the veterans events that are around the city as well. So that's coming up let you know that if you haven't been to one, you should try to come. Usually, we get a couple of commissioners, Commissioner McCormick, Knizik, I think, have participated as veterans. I know they participated in the event. Yeah, we always love to have you come and speak. So that's good. I didn't want to say anything, John Vera. You might want to add a few things.
I just wanted to mention the vacant lot foreclosure prevention focus that we're going to start this year. We actually started it on our website. What we found is that in the city of Detroit, mainly, there are lots of vacant lots that come over to us for less than $100, in many cases less than $50 in delinquent taxes. And as you know, as the interest and the fees add up, it becomes the delinquency becomes more than the actual value of the land. So we're working to educate the public on their responsibilities for paying for the taxes on these vacant lots on time to avoid these accelerations in the delinquencies. We have on our website now some information on vacant lots, and we'll be putting together some more stuff for community events to educate them on their responsibilities, how to get parcels combined. Another thing we found is that a lot of times people will buy the lot next to their primary home and they don't get them combined when they pay their taxes on their primary home. They're assuming that they're paying for the entire parcel. So we pulled those from foreclosure to allow them to pay for those vacant lots. And so this year we'll make it a special effort to push out to the community and try and get them with the city of Detroit to combine these parcels so that they don't have two separate tax bills, 2 or 3 separate tax bills. So I did want to mention that.
Yeah, and the other thing too, John Vera, is remember how much money we spend in doing the foreclosure process.
It's close to $1,000 per parcel. So, we're spending that money frequently when we foreclose. We only sell them for hundreds of dollars if we sell them. And if we don't sell them, then they go back to the land banks. In the city of Detroit, then they go into the vacant lot program. They sell it for $100. They get taxed again. They don't pay their tax. So it becomes a vicious cycle with these small, low value lots. So.
Yeah, so I've had conversations with you about in the future to come and just give a walkthrough as relates to the entire foreclosure process to the committee. So we're going to look forward to having you on the agenda in the future to because we get calls all the time, and of course you all have been just amazing partners and responding to those constituents' concerns as it relates to them not either understanding deadlines, not understanding processes, but you all have been gracious and within your statutory ability to keep people in their properties. When we talk about the authority of the treasurer, as you know, oftentimes, because I've communicated with your office, the concerns as relates to the interest and penalties and the dates that are required for you all to act. Where do you all have discretion, specifically with the interest and penalties associated with delinquency?
Well, with that, we don't have any discretion with interest. If we could get rid of interest, everyone would be lined up in our office, because we get that question almost every day. People will say, I have all the money and I'll pay everything, but just take off the interest and I can pay all the taxes. But we don't have that discretion. And that's statutory. There's no, I can't take off interest or penalties. And only if we made a mistake, if we made an error or something like that. Or if say, for instance, someone came in and paid at the last minute before the next month, or there was some overlap, the check didn't come in, or there's some circumstance where it was a day late, something like that. We can make an adjustment, but you can't just get rid of interest.
Okay.
That's
okay. Okay, so I'll now entertain questions. The first commissioner recognizes Commissioner Scott, then Commissioner Baydoun, then Commissioner Anderson, and then Mareki.
Mr. Chairman, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, if the vacant lot next to the house, but it had oh, I'm sorry, thank you. But the vacant lot has an address. You can still combine it?
Yes. You can combine it at the local assessor's office.
At the local assessor's office,
The
like at
local
the
assess-
city.
Yeah,
You can combine the two.
yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. I wasn't aware of that. Because I have water drainage on the vacant property as well as the taxes. Yeah, I guess it's just in the inner city that we pay for drainage. Cause
Okay.
my friend here, she doesn't know anything about that.
Okay, to that point, I'm going to recognize our county assessor, Scott. Yep.
Okay.
Reintroduce myself, Scott Vandenbergel, Director of Assessment Equalization. Typically, you can combine as many things together as you'd like, with or without an address. That would be typical for the process. So just that something once had a house, let's say, and now only has an address and vacant land, there's no preclusion for combining that with the otherwise improved property next to it.
But it has to be done by the city.
Yes, the local assessor is responsible for parcel splits and combinations. And that also too, as part of the education process, if that the main property, the improved property with the house is owner occupied, that vacant lot with or without the combination would qualify for principal residence exemption. And I think that's another important characteristic that the taxpayers should potentially know, that that property qualifies for a tax break because it's part of the overall homestead of the individual owning and occupying the main house. But adding things to parcels, making things bigger is always acceptable. There are other considerations, or something is being divided. I know it's not really what we're talking about here, but things can always be combined together. And then it has that efficiency and ease of just having one simple tax bill covering the whole thing. And then there won't be anything falling through the cracks where, oh, I remember to pay the taxes on my house, but not on my vacant lot. And then, like was mentioned, that whole loop goes back and forth again. That's one way to kind of keep things from falling into that, vicious cycle.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, no. Commissioner, okay, when somebody did a point, Commissioner Baydun had a point. No, he had a point. So let him do his point and then your point.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Yes. Okay.
To that point, we always. No. I made up.
And then
So he had
you'll get your answer.
So he did the point.
I made a point of making to that point before.
Okay.
No, we always encourage in real estate, we always encourage a property owner to combine an adjacent lot with the house. And for simply having one tax bill, like Scott mentioned, and there's less likelihood that you are going to lose that lot if it's under one tax ID number. A lot of people lose their extra lot because it's under separate tax ID number and they forget to make the payment on it. Unless they have plans to build on that lot in the future, it's a buildable lot, then they should keep it separate. But if they are not going to build on it, it's best to combine it all together. I'm done with that point.
Okay, your
Thank
point now, Commissioner Baydun.
But, excuse me.
Oh, so it's
But
sorry.
if it's, yes.
She had the
that's
floor.
what
She
I'm
had the
saying.
floor. Right.
If it's combined and you don't plan to build on that, well, how do you separate it to sell it?
If you combine it together,
Mhm.
okay, and you decide in the future you want to sell the house separately than the lot, you have to go back through the whole process and divide it.
And divide it.
Yeah,
in. Okay,
yeah.
all right. Thank you.
Okay, you said a point.
I just wanted to clarify if we're already working on and providing that information to someone that buys a property, or if they buy a lot, are we explaining that to them? Is that part of the process?
Of the purchase.
Well,
Sorry.
no, I know you're not part of it. What I was alluding to is you just said something about a lot program that you're starting.
Mhm.
Are we explaining the process of attaching the properties to, are we going through that process of what Baydoun just explained? And if we're not, even in the residential realm, if there is a communication that we can send out to the public to help them understand just that point. I don't know if we thought about that.
So there is information on the website now about parcel combination. We don't provide guidance because there are different communities that have different processes. So we just refer them to the local community to combine the process,
Thank you.
to start the process. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you.
Are you making a point?
Well, this is a new point. Eric, I wanted to ask you, where do we stand right now on those court case foreclosures, and where's that at right now? I mean, I know we set aside money, or you did rather.
Yeah, we have a lot of cases out there, a lot of litigation continuing with the retroactive claims.
Right.
That's going on. We're actually handling claims right now for current foreclosures as well as the retroactive foreclosures, the claims. That process is going on, but there's still a lot of litigation. People are, challenging every aspect of the law. The rule that the Supreme Court gave us, the legislation came down after the case, and they said, okay, 211.78T is the solution. Follow this. This is how you claim proceeds. Well, people are challenging that. So it's ongoing. It's in the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. There's 2 cases tomorrow being heard in Michigan Supreme Court. It's ongoing. It's seems like it's never going to end.
You would think someone, a court at some point, a certain level of court would say, this is it. And I thought that was the resolution they came to, that they said, okay, here's the deadline you have to file by. And you guys were following that deadline. But now apparently that's been moved aside with other cases.
So with the retroactive claims, from prior to 2020, before the new legislation went into effect, the deadline for filing those claims was March 31st. So we had over 6,000 claims filed. We sorted through those. There were 4,500 notices to file the motion sent out. Motions are now being filed in the circuit court. The deadline to file the motions is October 1st. So still a few more weeks before we know actually how many motions will be filed, but they are coming in steadily. And some of that money that we've reserved will be going out to pay those claims, and hopefully that will help bring to resolution some of the litigation.
Wow. Do we, you have a law firm that I assume, right, that handles these?
The Dykema Law Firm is handling it.
Dykema, okay. And along that same line, Eric, I appreciate your and both of you, whatever you're doing for veterans. And I bet we have a lot of veterans out there that aren't aware of the legislation that when I was in the legislature, I introduced it, and another senator did too, which would let a community waive the taxes for a veteran if they were 100% disabled. I don't know, when you do these programs where you go out and talk to veterans, or what you spoke about earlier, if you mention that at all, or could you mention that?
Absolutely. We do it all the time.
You do?
Because we always say there are 2 individuals that can get exempt from property taxes: 100% disabled veterans and very low income individuals who qualify for their local community the exemption.
So do you have a process that when someone is on the verge of foreclosure, that are they given the opportunity, if they haven't filed that paper with the community? Because I believe in Livonia and other communities, most communities require that to be filed with with that local municipality.
That's true. Local assessor. I have the form on my desk. I have the form for veterans on my desk. I send it out quite a bit to people who don't know about it, or there are some individuals who have not been given 100% disability, but they continue to fight with the VA, and then eventually they get it.
Mhm.
So now they want to go back. Sometimes the assessor will go back a couple of years and give them. I know a case where someone had Agent Orange, and from Vietnam, and he was a tank mechanic. He went years and years and years trying to get his 100% disability. He just got it last year.
Wow.
And so the assessor in Detroit went back 2 years to exempt him from 2023, 24, and 25.
Mm.
So this is what the process works,
Right.
how it works.
I
Yeah.
know there's some talk about that changing
Yeah, yeah.
because I know the Michigan Association of Counties and at some of our meetings, it's come up that they don't like the loss of the revenue, and but
Yeah, they wanted to tie it to income tax.
right.
They wanted to tie the veterans exemption, make it income tax related instead of property tax related.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah. I was going to ask too, you and I had a conversation about a property in Livonia that the property owner, it's not an active business. And I just wondered if you've thought of any other resolution that we could have where what happens is the property owner waits down to the deadline and pays the taxes before he able to go into foreclosure on that. And he does that on a regular basis. He doesn't pay his taxes up when they're due. He waits until they're on the verge of going into foreclosure.
Well, here's what this law right now says: we can accelerate the foreclosure if the property is vacant, open to trespass. But there's a bill that is trying to amend that and change it, say that it doesn't have to be open to trespass; it has to be vacant and blighted. But we have to get cooperation from the local building department or inspection services to actually accelerate the foreclosure process.
I will make sure that you hear from because I'm sure they will want. It's on Plymouth Road. Yeah, and it's a dangerous building, really, in the shape that it's in. The last thing I wanted to ask, do you have a list of, and I'm sure you do, the allowable investments that the county treasurers can make
Yes.
with funds? I'm sure there's.
Yeah, we do. We do. We have an investment policy here at the county that we have to follow. So I can forward that to you if you
Appreciate
want
it.
to know.
All right.
Do you want to mention a new bill
Go ahead,
that's
go ahead,
pending? I
go ahead.
think it's House Bill 4557. I'm going off the top of my head.
Sent it
so
to me
I
yesterday.
just sent it to you. So there
Yeah.
is a bill pending to amend Public Act 20 to allow for a broader range of investments. And so we're reviewing that now to formulate our response to the
Okay.
proposal.
A copy of that, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you
and our lobbyists should have
Thank you.
bought that.
for all you're doing, both of you and your whole staff. I'm very impressed with what you've tried to do to help veterans and help citizens of Wayne County.
I want to mention our Chief Deputy Adams is still, and she's the Chief Deputy, but she's doing finance deputy work too, because we don't have a deputy finance. So if you know anyone that's could qualify for us, let us know. We're trying to recruit. We thought we had one. We almost had somebody. Then it didn't work out.
Well, this would be someone that has a great deal of experience, right? Because I know somebody that is graduating from Wayne State for the finance degree, and I believe that's where it's at. But anyway,
They were probably
it's another
drowned. They
story.
were drowned in our office.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go to Commissioner, back to Baydun and then Marecki, then Commissioner, Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the treasurer, Mrs. Adams, the deputy, and Adam, and all of your staff. I have worked with you since I've been on the commission with your office. And I have seen the results when people were on the verge of losing their homes or they lost their homes due to special circumstances. And you were diligent and you did your homework. And in many cases, the properties were returned to these owners, people who have hardships. So I witnessed that firsthand, and I really want to thank you for helping people stay in their homes, Mr. Sabri. Having said this, I'd like to ask a couple questions. You mentioned that the auction last year generated 40 millions, correct?
Yes,
This year, do you expect it's going to be less, you said, or
I
more?
expect it to be more. We have more properties.
Okay, we don't know that most of the properties that are coming up to be sold in the auction, you don't have a percentage of owner occupied versus vacant, do you?
We do.
You do? Roughly how
But
many?
roughly, I don't know the number of owner occupied, but we have about 1,300 occupied properties
Okay,
in the auction.
and
Some of them are owner occupied. I don't remember the number. I think it's less than 400, but
and I know this is very personal to you. You mentioned to us before, especially in the city of Detroit, where seniors live, and they're apprehensive about opening their doors. And, they owe less than $1,000. And I know you had some of your staff go out and try to knock on their doors and reach out to them, because you don't want to foreclose on a property if they owe $400-500. I know this is the last thing you want to do. Are you still seeing some of these situations where people owe less than $1,000 and they're up for foreclosure?
we do.
Okay,
We do. We don't foreclose. We contact them,
okay.
work with them, because that's such a small amount of money to collect. We usually could be able to collect it.
That's good to know. That's good to know. You mentioned that there were 12 communities that had no foreclosure.
Yes.
Can you name some of them? I'm curious.
Well, I have a list. I had a list with all the ones that did have foreclosures and ones that are missing.
Oh.
I think in Plymouth Township, Plymouth, yeah, all the Grosse Points.
Yeah.
And I think that was Northville City. Northville Township had one. Northville City had none. Those are a few. Those I know of. I think Belleville had 0 as well. Yeah.
So the last question I have, Mr. Sabri, on the Raffaelli case, I know the county is putting money on the side when we're ready to pay some of these claims. How much money have we put on the side so far, would you say?
Do you know?
I think it's about 115 million.
150?
115. 115. Yeah, 115.
Just out of curiosity, also, is this money in a interest-bearing account?
It's in the general pool, it's in the reserve pool, so it's being invested.
Oh, okay. All right. Again, I want to thank both of you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so we'll go to Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So is Circuit Court hearing these cases for the
Yes.
Circuit
Circuit
Court?
Court, yes.
I just have a couple things. Adam, thank you for the invite. I think we have a budget meeting right at that time. So the budget people are not probably going to be able to come. Just wanted to tell you that for the mobile unit. So I don't know who answered to the fiscal agency these questions. But one of the questions was provide an explanation why the CEO is recommending an increase of $20,000 in materials and supplies. And the answer was the increase is for lubricants and motor fuel. The treasurer's office purchased a vehicle in 2025 for their operations. So that's going to be $20,000 worth of fuel and lubricants for the one car, or do you have
That's
more than
for the mobile office.
That's for
For
the
the
mobile.
mobile
Oh,
office,
okay.
okay,
So you think it's going to be that much?
Well, we're not sure because we're just getting started, so
Okay.
we want to make sure.
It's like an up
yeah.
to thing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now, Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just quick question. Is it statutory that the treasurer's office not receive grant funding? Is that statutory? Because I know it says that the office does not receive grant funding.
It's not statutory.
It's not statutory. Okay. Is there a reason why? Only because as Ms. Adams mentioned about the pay as you stay, and I know there are people who people say a lot, but if there's opportunity for people to put their mouth where their money is in terms of, or their money where their mouth is in terms of supporting some of these other programs that we mentioned, that there may be grants out there that could help support, or do you not think that that's feasible?
So there's a general prohibition on our office being able to pay taxes.
Okay.
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 So when there are grant opportunities available, they're directed to a third party
Got it.
organization, and then they will pay the taxes on behalf of those taxpayers.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's prohibition on us to use taxpayer money to pay taxes. And then any money that we receive has to come through the commission. It has to be approved budget, through the budget process. We can't just receive money and use it. It has to come through the process.
Commissioner Baker McCormick, then Commissioner Wilson, then Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So there, you indicated, oh, and again, thank you for all that you do. I remember a time where folks that owed $1,000, less than 1,000, their home would simply be foreclosed on. So I really thank you for that. And Wayne County thanks you for that. The 6,000 claims that you indicated under the Raffaelli case, what do we have like a amount that they're claiming? Is there like a roundabout figure
No,
that
we
we're
don't.
looking?
We don't have the amount yet.
Okay, I was just wondering if that's
So
over the reserve amount that you have, or,
those properties are included in our amounts for the reserve.
oh, okay, but we don't know what that looks like.
We won't know until the motions are filed. We won't have an approximation because that's the final step in that process. And then there are the hearings, but once all the motions are filed by October 1st, we can then do an estimate of what we think might be the payout on those.
Okay. And the probate court program, is it an official program that you have, or you're putting together something? And what, can you just tell us a little bit more?
There are a number of programs. Excuse me, a number of programs. The city of Detroit has one. We don't have an official name for our program.
Okay.
But what we're doing, we're working with Judge Braxton in the probate court. When we have our Ask the Treasurer meetings, we always have the probate court judge is always attends. We are trying to see we're not being a part of the program that the city has because they're doing more than we're involved in. They want to do quiet titles. They want to do a lot of things that really are beyond what our office is involved in. So we're trying to kind of stay within our lane and first of all, help people stay out of foreclosure, because if you file a probate case and you're in danger of foreclosure, your property can be taken out of foreclosure while the probate case is going on. So we want to focus on those individuals. And then we want to get the people into the pipeline of probate court so that they can take advantage of the free attorneys that are available. So we're sort of taking advantage of the other programs, but we don't have an official program of our own.
Okay.
Well,
Well, that's good to know that, because I know in Detroit especially, you said 87% of the foreclosures right now are from the city of Detroit. And for a long time, we continue to lose a legacy of wealth in the community when this happens. And so I'm really focused on what we can do, how we can do more, and you're doing that. So I really want to commend you again. And of the 87% of the foreclosures that you just talked about coming from the city of Detroit, is there a threshold? We just said if it's under under $1,000 that you try to work that out. Is there like a amount that you kind of start at? Is it 10,000? Is it 5,000? Or is it just under $1,000 that you work with them?
just like under $1,000, if we see a property that owes less than $1,000, we just put those aside and then try to contact the people, work with them, find out, what's going on. Oh, yeah, the vacant lots, of course, have a lower threshold.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
like we have vacant lots less than what's 500. Yeah, less than
Okay.
$500, we'll take the vacant lots out.
So yeah, so I guess to clarify, I was just wondering if there was like a certain amount that you start at and where you,
That's it, really.
that is the $1,000.
Yeah, that's it, really.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Wilson, and then Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First and foremost, I would be remiss if I didn't echo the sentiments of the commission in terms of the job that you're doing down in the treasurer's office, Treasurer Sabri. Those of you who know me know that I've been customary. I bring the hammer if it's necessary in order to get the residents' concerns placed before the appropriate folks. And I've also had an opportunity to bring the roses as well. So in this case, I want to say you get a bouquet of roses, your office, because you've been doing a fantastic job. There's no question about it. I've had a few issues that I brought to your office and to your deputy chief here, and I think she knows what I'm talking about. People in jeopardy of losing their property and some other things that were going on that they didn't understand. I called your office within a relatively short period of time. Your deputy chief and your staff. I mean, I'm talking about. I called the office, your office myself, and on the first ring, somebody picked up. I mean, that's what I call service. So to get the issues resolved, the residents feel like they having their concerns addressed at your office. I got to say, I commend you for that because it's so many times you have to fight with the alligator and you end up getting eaten up. But when I call your office, people feel like they're getting their worth. So continue to do the good work that you're doing. And I think people will respect the fact that Wayne County Treasurer's Office actually respects taxpaying citizens in our commission or Wayne County District or however you want to produce it. But you are doing a good job, sir, and your staff is doing a good job as well.
Thank you
But if
very
you're
much.
not, believe me, I got the hammer still, you know. But meanwhile, you get the roses.
Well, I take advantage of the roses.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yes, Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to just thank you for all that you have done, especially for Highland Park and my other communities out there too, because I have Detroit and Hamtramck that we all have some challenges, but you have been there. And thank you for going on TV where we could see you at the market and that and stopping them ladies. Yeah, just thank you for all that you've done down through the years. I just appreciate you so
Well,
much.
Thank you. You know, Hamtramck only had 6 foreclosures this year.
Only 6,
Yeah,
all right.
two lots and
Yep.
4 structures,
Okay,
which is very low. Dearborn, which used to have many, only had 2
all right. Sam's been on and on.
foreclosures. So that's what I'm saying. Outside of Detroit, we've really been working. And I
Okay.
want to just put this on the record, if I may, that as much as it is a money problem, this foreclosure issue is a behavior problem.
Yes.
And that's one of the things we're really working to address with education
Mhm.
and information.
Yes.
Because here's what happens. As soon as the deadline comes and people find out they lost their property, they come in with all the money.
Yes. Yes.
And not only the money for the year of the foreclosure, the years beyond that, like not just the 22, they come with the 22, 23, and 24 taxes.
Okay.
But what happened last year, the whole year, you didn't do anything. But as soon as you find out the foreclosure took place,
Yeah.
then you want to come in after the deadline, but you have all the money. So something tells me that it's not just a money issue.
Yeah.
It's a behavior issue.
Behavior. Yes.
And we have to change that, try to do our best to change it, re-educate and really work on that. And this has been one of the worst years actually for that. It has been the worst year for people coming in after the deadline with all the money, begging to get their property back.
Yeah.
I know that, I know that, and that's amazing. I'm like, so you're talking about multiple years, and then like you said, and the deputy treasurer and I and you have talked about this. They had all the money up front, like $20,000, $10,000, $15,000, $40,000, and so you're absolutely correct on that piece. And Commissioner Baidoon, did you have?
Just a final question. On the issue of the vacant lots, Mr. Sabri, I know, especially like the ones in Detroit, where maybe some of these homeowners don't want them and they're just sitting there and we're paying maintenance. Is there such a program where you can offer these lots to the cities where they can turn them into like a community garden? Where they can use them, the neighborhood can use them?
Well, the cities get the first choice after the auction.
Before the auction.
Maybe,
Okay.
before the auction, they have to pay.
Yeah.
But after the auction's over, if we don't sell them, they get them for free
Oh, they get them for
if
free.
they want them. If they
Okay.
don't want them, they give them to the land bank.
I see.
So, but they don't have to pay anything for them after the auction.
Okay.
And then they can dispose of them however they choose.
And the auction this year is when?
Well, the
September?
bidding starts tomorrow,
So the
September
bidding-
10th,
September 10th.
the first auction,
And then the second one is in October?
October. Then we also have a special auction this year for some large apartment, multifamily units and one building on Woodward Avenue. We have a special auction because there's 6 apartment buildings near Palmer Park, vacant. And so we wanted to put them in a special auction,
When is this auction?
October 3rd. That's being conducted by a separate company,
Yeah.
auctioneer. Yeah.
I want to give the information.
It's online, yes.
You can find it at tax-sale.info.
That's tax-desale.info.
No, tax-sale, SALE.
Yeah.
.info.
Okay.
And then go down to October 3rd, Wayne County.
Okay. Okay, with that, I want to thank you all again for coming and joining us in this budget hearing process. And you will be hearing from us shortly as we continue the rest of these hearings and make a final recommendation on this budget. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, yeah. Yep, thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Item F, such are the matters as may be properly, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we need a motion.
for the-
Okay, so motion has been moved by Commissioner Baydun, supported by Commissioner Scott, to pass the item 1, the recommended budget for next year, pass it for the day. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? This item stands approved. Madam Clerk, next item.
We are now on item F, such are the matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I know of none, but what I would like to remind individuals that our next hearing will be this Thursday and it will be held here. We'll be hearing from the Sheriff's Office, Corporation Counsel, as well as the Circuit Court in regards to their budget requests. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item G, public comments.
At this time, Madam Clerk, I would like for you to unmute individuals who are joining us by Zoom and by telephone, and would like to let everyone know that you have 2 minutes to address this committee. If you'd like to be recognized, raise your hand and to be identified. Yep.
Chair, we have 5 hands raised on Zoom. We will first call Tahira Ahmed.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for taking my comment. I represent the Coalition for Property Tax Justice, and tomorrow, 834 Detroit families lose their homes in the September 10th property tax foreclosure auction if Treasurer Sabri does not take action. Research from the University of Chicago has shown that the city of Detroit is illegally overassessed 62% of homes like these, homes that are owner occupied and valued at $50,000 or less. That is why our Coalition for Property Tax Justice is calling on Eric Sabri to issue a property tax foreclosure moratorium. And this has human costs. I know you mentioned the issues are behavior. Yeah, the behavior is racism. That's the issue right there. These homes are the Black homes. And your numbers, even themselves said, your own numbers said, these are mostly Black homes in Detroit, or homes in Detroit, which translate into Black. And the human issue is the two children, the Curry children, who died homeless in their mother's van. There was 3 generations of family in that van living homeless as a result of foreclosure. And those 2 children died of carbon monoxide poisoning. They found out when they went to wake up little Darnell Curry to go to school. He's living homeless in the van and trying to wake him up to go to school so they could take him to school, and he was dead. And his little sister, 2 years old, she was dead too. That's when they found out she was dead. This has human costs. This has been an egregious reputation of Detroit that illegally overassessed homeowners $600 million and illegally foreclosed 100,000 homes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your comments. Madam Clerk, next person.
Next, we have Zyronica Smith.
Good afternoon, and thank you for taking my comment. My name is Veronica Smith, and I live in District 1 in Detroit, and I am here today also as part of the Coalition for Property Tax Justice, and I would like to call attention to the unfolding crisis in Detroit. As we know, there's going to be an auction tomorrow where 834 Detroit families, 834 Detroit families, which must be part of the 87% foreclosure rate that Treasurer Sabree says is going on in Detroit. While you're working on the low-hanging fruit, we've got, you say, 400 owner-occupied homes that are going up for the auction on tomorrow. We'd like you to reinstate or do the moratorium again, like you've done in the last 4 years, to postpone these homes from going up to auction. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Michael Thomas Hart.
Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, my name is Michael Hart. I'm also here with the Coalition for Property Tax Justice. I know that Ms. DeHira and Ms. Veronica gave some excellent comments just about our ask that Treasurer Sabree issue this foreclosure moratorium for owner-occupied homes worth less than $50,000 in the city of Detroit. And I just want to emphasize, as they said, that we are making this ask because these homes were overassessed. As I heard Ms. DeHira say, the University of Chicago found that 62% of these homes in this class that are worth less than $50,000 continue to be overassessed by the city of Detroit. And we know from, the property tax foreclosure crisis from 2009 to 2015, and, even since then as well, that overtaxation and overassessment in Detroit was leading to foreclosures. And that is still happening today. And so, as many of the commissioners mentioned, I think that Treasurer Sabree's office, from what was discussed today, is working on some excellent things to try and get people, for instance, I heard, who owe less than $1,000 in back property taxes taken out of the foreclosure auction. But there are also so many homeowners that Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabree is refusing to take out of the auction, even though they have been overtaxed. And so it looks like Treasurer Sabree left the room from my end. I'm not sure if he did, but I guess for the commissioners in the room, I really want to emphasize, please work with us, the Coalition for Property Tax Justice. Please work with community groups because, it sounds like you're only getting your information from Treasurer Sabree, and we're out here trying to get, more homes taken out of the auction that have been illegally foreclosed on because they have been overtaxed and taxed over the limit that the Michigan Constitution allows for. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. In regards to these individuals, this is why it's so important. I guess these comments are coming at the time of the meeting. If you could send us a communication before the meeting as it relates to this, because I've, of course, have heard of the great work that you all are doing in trying to address the over assessment that has been mentioned. But please reach out to us, reach out to us before these meetings, but also I'd like for you to follow up today with a written communication in regards to this. So these issues you're raising. Madam Clerk, the next person.
Alexandra?
Hi, everybody. My name is Alexandra Nichols. My home was, it was not blight. My home was not dangerous or destructive for others to get into or to make the neighborhood bad. My home and locks on my home were changed while I was living in California. There was a third party that my home was sent to bid on my property. When it went to the auction, they neglected to do so and sent my property into the hands of a blight bundle investor. I provided information on my home at 4031 Leslie, and it still went into the auction. I had a HOPE exemption. I was in grad school and my mom passed while my name was on the deed. I need to know where the funds are going to come from to purchase my home back. My home is not occupied by the homeowner. It was an investment property for someone. That's my legacy home. Where are those funds coming from to purchase my home back? Because I won't accept anything less. Stop the foreclosures on the homes valued below 50K. At the time my home was taken, it was valued below 50K. Now there's a $15 million project going down Dexter that I can't partake in. I can't partake in the coffee shops and all the good stuff coming. The new rec center, my nieces and nephews. This is my son's legacy from my father, who was a city of Detroit sanitation worker, Jefferson Nichols. And somebody said something about behavior of taxpayers. Let me say, before my mom even died, I was paying the taxes on that home with my income tax refund as a single mom of 2 kids. That's what was my behavior. So no, Mr. Sabri, you get dead roses from me until I get my home back. And to other citizens who are in my position also get compensated for what has happened. This is not the Detroit I know. My parents didn't talk about this type of Detroit where we get thrown out of our homes and information used against us.
Okay,
I'm very disappointed.
Thank you. Madam, thank you for your comment. Madam Clerk, next person.
Thomas Lewis? Thomas Lewis?
Oh, Mr. Lewis, wake up.
Thomas Lewis?
Okay, next person.
There are no other hands raised and no emails were received.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask, is there anyone present joining us today in the room who would like to address this committee? Anyone present? Anyone present? Public comment is closed. Madam Clerk, next item on the agenda.
Item H, adjournment.
Hello.
Okay, one
Hello.
moment.
Hello.
Yes, who is this?
This is Thomas Lewis. I was trying to mute back in, but I pushed the wrong button.
Okay, you may proceed. You have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. And it's an honor. And this is my first time speaking before this body. I'm a member of the Property Tax Community Coalition. And all of us have come together for the same reasons. We've all suffered some loss. I'm from District 5. And in a couple of days, over 834 houses are going to be up for auction. And I felt sad when it seemed like the treasurer was sliding those of us from Detroit by saying, hey, only Detroit is behind and it's always at the last minute. In my opinion, I don't think there are any Michiganders who have endured more than a Detroiter. And whether it's economic stress or whatever, I just believe, I want to say this one thing about the program called ERSPA. If it wasn't for this ERSPA program, I could have lost my house. Because at this time, I was behind on my taxes on 3 years worth of taxes, and I was only able to pay 1 year at a time, while the other 2 years was constantly building up. But under the ERSPA, they put all of those years under one tax plan, and it allowed me to catch up. So there are programs that will help a person, but it's very difficult sometimes. When I first moved back to Detroit from Florida, my first job I was making part-time temporary. And people just don't understand how many challenges you have. So I urge you to make certain that Treasurer Sabri understands the plight of the average Detroiters. It's a struggle out here. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd just like to advise all of the folks who joined us for public comment that I will forward this request over to the treasurer to make him aware of the communications that we received from you all. So I will deliver this message and request over to the treasurer's office. Going back to the order of the day, motion was made by Commissioner Baidoon, was it? Okay, a motion in order to adjourn.
Yes.
Okay, it's been moved by Scott and supported by Baidoon. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.